Oh, there we go. That's going to be much better now. You'll be able to hear what I'm talking about. Hooray!
Oh my days. Cool. Well, I'm really glad this is the first time that I've done this. This is live, people. This is live. I mean, this isn't currently live. This is last night. Yeah, the Wednesday Webs Raid Train. So yes, let's let's start that over. Nobody knew what the hell I was talking about. Yeah, so basically I'm trying out a new format of streaming. I've been let me turn this down as I'm going to talk all over myself. Yeah, I've been thinking for a while, like I want to switch up the style of streaming, up my Twitch game, but also, like, let's keep it chill. Let's, yeah, I know there's plenty of streamers, of Twitcheroos, that they just chat. They do the whole just chatting thing. Like, well, let's do that. Let's review some content.
There's been some filthy tunes.
Let's maybe do a little bit of breakdowns of what I'm doing, DJ-wise. Yeah, I don't think like making DJ tutorials is necessarily something I want to get into. I'm quite good at video editing and all of that. Just in general, it's the same shit. Cutting up stuff you've recorded and rearranging it. But yeah, to actually, I guess it's the consistency of it, and like when you're editing it all, oh my god, man. But yeah. Hang on, I'm going to bring this laptop a little bit closer, otherwise I'm going to get a super bad back from this shit. Yes, that is exactly it, Boris. I am replaying last night's content, this time with commentary. Not to flog a dead horse. It's not dead yet, it's only had one ride. Yes, Azio 8. This tune is by LS Dream. It's called Love Rocket. Fuck me, what a tune. I've started a few sets with this because it's just it's a beautiful way to start. In a filthy wobbly way. Yeah, DVD extra style, exactly. But yeah, like I said, I'm really keen to do some breakdown stuff. I've had people say to me in the past, are you really doing something every time you touch the DJ mixer? Including my dad. My dad literally said that to me. Honestly. Yes, I am. But to keep up with what I'm doing in real time is going to be like... I mean, there's sometimes I'm going to be like, I have no idea what happened there. My approach to DJing has always been using my ear. Like, I'm a producer at heart. And a lot of the time, like, I'm just listening to the overall mix and I'm mixing it as if I was producing, you know, in Ableton or whatever. So I'm merging the tones. Father Flatcap in the house. Yes, I did wonder that.
Hi, Dad, you're right.
Lovely trick there from LS Stream on the second drop. Less going on, more space. Half-time drop. What a bad man. Massive shouts to Father Flatcap. Massive shouts to Boris the Orifice. The Lewis Reed. What's up, Satters? I also need to get the chat on the screen. It's something I've been meaning to do in streams in general. Get the chat alongside. You know, it's all work in progress. I mean, life in general, isn't it? Oh my god, did you see that video? What are DJs actually doing? Do the dials, do they control volume? And some of them do. Most of them control the volume of certain parameters. Artifacts on the remix. So, how's everyone's Thursday? All right? As drizzly as mine. Oh, we got some floof cam now.
Yes. Very good evening, Mother Flat Cap. How are we doing?
Oh, do be quiet, Chris.
Massive shouts to everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Who.
There's some opportunity here for some double floof cam. I think my mind might explode if we did that. I don't know. Edwin is literally over there. Yeah, I suppose there's still time. I could set it up.
Props to Dan Evasion for being
These are my fish, though, by the way. You can just about see them in the background. We got Simone, a blackfish who's going gold. I think she's soon going to be completely gold. Simone. And Speedy Clive. Speedy Clive is not as small and speedy as he once was. Anyway. Yeah, really fun stream last night. I enjoyed playing a hell of a lot of new stuff, but also dipping into little bits I've been doing over the summer. Little routines, I guess you could call them. DJ Newmark and the Traffic on the It's Getting Hot in Here version. And this is going to mix into Laser Funk, is it called? Laser something by Slink. And I realised after the stream last night I kicked myself because Ian Elstead Mahusiv was like, is Slink ever going to sound this, not going to sound this good? Or something like that. And it was like a tune later or something, and I read it and I was like, this isn't Slink. This is Grizz. And now this morning I'm like, oh no, I'm such an idiot. I'm really good at keeping up with the chat. Really good at it. Yeah, really liking playing flute along to this one at the moment. The little orchestral bits. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to get through all of this today, guys. Like I said, it's just kind of testing out this format. At the moment, I'm automating volume with my finger on the trackpad. Which isn't ideal. Alright, so basically, as it's progressing, I'm kind of getting the tune ready on the first deck. Let's call it deck A. It is deck A. All the button pressing I've been doing so far has just been setting cue point. I just turned up the vertical fader, so I'm going to mix in with the crossfade. There we go, crossfade's turning on. Tweaking EQs, letting a little bit of bass in. Fading, taking the bass out of the It's Hot in Here version. And then on the little controller, well, it's to our right-hand side, to my left-hand side of the mixer. Just a little bit of effects as I fade out, filter delay, turn the turntable off. Damn, this is hard, man. Sat is saying, do I learn my flute bits or is it off the cuff? A lot of stuff is initially off the cuff. I mean, whenever I stream, the majority of it is freestyled, I guess. Unless I'm doing like a routine again. I would call this section a routine, like I said. Like the last two tunes I've done literally in that order. Maybe not mixing out of the tune exactly in that point, but yeah, quite a few times over the summer. But at this point, like, I'm adding even more than the first, 10 times I played this tune live. Started off with just those trills. Now just like little jammy bits in between them, But then there's tunes that I literally, have written parts for. Some of them mine, some of them other people's. I'll hear a tune and be like, everyone knows this, like, I've got to learn that melody line. Lewis Reed, effects-wise, so on the flute at the moment, it's just reverb from the DJ mixer. which is generally what I do when I'm playing live. It depends though, like if there's an engineer there and they're competent, I'll be like, I'm going to send you a separate flute feed, and you can do what you want with it, kind of thing. But to be honest, as time's gone on, like I trust myself more and more, and I'm like literally, even with Captain Flat Cap Live, like we started off doing that shit, and I was doing sound for us on stage. I'd bring a mixer on, and then enough sound engineers went, "What are you doing? That's not your job." But now I'm actually going, no, we were really smart. That was a really smart way of doing it. You know your tunes, you know how it's meant to sound. Unless you've got someone at front of house that like knows your tunes inside out, you know, it's just not going to be, it's not going to cut the mustard. But anyway, yeah, effects in general. So for DJ sets, it's just reverb on the flute. I might turn the reverb up in breakdowns, kind of thing. So that's effects from the DJ mixer. Generally, I don't use the effects on the DJ mixer for the music, for deck A and deck B.
For you to muck up a track ID.
Oh god, there we go. This is the cringy moment. This tune's by Grizz. Nah, he's talking about the tune before it, Chris, you flippin' muppet.
I've gone this flip though. Let's have a bit of fun.
Alright, so this is pretty fun. I discovered this cool little DJ transition I can do. So I'm dropped, a remix of this tune. I can't tell you what the remix is off the top of my head. Synced at the same tempo. Synced, pressing the sync button, yes, so that they are locked, so I can be super creative with it. So I'm mixing into this remix. The vocals are doing exactly the same thing, they've just got effects on it. Now, manually in Tractor, I'm turning the tempo down gradually. Here we go again. Even slower still. Dropping it down to the tempo of this remix. You couldn't do that if you weren't using sync.
But it's cheating.
Fucking dumbass. Nice one, Azzy, eh? Yeah, so I was talking about effects. Generally, when I transition, sometimes I use a bit of reverb, but generally that's more to like create ambience, I would say. Like, the last thing that you want is any gaps. So you can kind of create that impact like, from having reverb at the very end and stopping the tune really abruptly and still getting some, ambience of the tune still going. So I sometimes do that. More frequently I'll do that with delay, because obviously the delay, it's set to the tempo clock. So you get beautiful overlaps of the last tune as you're mixing into the new one. The other thing I use a lot is a peak filter in Tractor. Using that in conjunction with a delay, you can make some crazy cool effects. So this is another little crazy DJ transition thing that I've been playing with. Probably going to be going in Flute Bass Volume 2 mixtape. Slum Village. Classic. There's a cut in the audio there. I don't know what happens there. And then I freaked out and I pulled the wrong fader down and there was a really obvious gap in the audio. I was like, oh shit, wrong channel. I think I got distracted by that little glitch and was like, where did that come from? Oh shit, I should be paying attention to what I'm doing.
I got another cheeky mashup DJ transition to do.
How's it going, Mother Flat Cap? You right?
Slum Village.
Ladies loving my music is like some sex shit. Niggas trying to grip up my mic like it's a dig. Run around the corner to pick up.
God damn, is there anything better than J Dilla, honestly?
I'm the motherfucker grip up the mic like it's a joke. Niggas fall in love with
yes, J Dilla and friends are vibing it up. So I can't remember who it was asking about Flute. Oh, it's Satters. I was just figuring this out on the spot. It's very simple. Tweaking the EQ of the flute. Yeah, tweaking the EQ. Is this sounding alright, by the way? Is the kind of balance between music and talking alright generally? Like I said, I'm literally just automating this with a trackpad.
Yeah, JD, man, that's true sometimes. I sit and wonder when I think about these written lines. How'd I get to the point constantly taking all my time? Time I could have been spending getting cash.
So I just dropping into the remix there, and then I noticed it's in a different key. Don't know if you just heard that come in. I was like, hang on, that's not right. So I just adjusted the pitch in Tractor down by a tone or so. So the remix that I'm going to mix into is going to be in the same key, but yeah. Same technique, so using the sync button, turning down the tempo on the trackpad on the laptop, tweaking EQs. Don't know what that was. Turning off the cue points, probably. Reverb delay, turn the deck off, boom. Oh god. Who is this remix by? If I find out, it's all gonna go mental. You'll see what I mean. Fuck it, let's go. Oh no, it hasn't. Yeah. Look how untidy my desktop is. I feel like this is Fall in Love. Oh, I can't spell or type. Fall in Love. Moody Good. Yeah, this remix is old as well. Still absolutely slaps. So that was kind of the end of like the stuff I specifically wanted to play, or like little, routines, stuff from sets of the summer that I wanted to play, and new routine-y bits that I'm practicing, I guess. And now we're into kind of a section of just winging it with new releases, new tunes. Couldn't tell you who this is. Sounds very closey-y with that Sawtooth, but I don't think it is. So yeah, just dropping a new tune there. Probably pressing the sync button. Fight me. Quite often what I do is just put a 4-bar loop on the tune that I'm going to mix into, click sync, leave it running, and then I'm free to be creative in other ways, like playing the flippin' flute. Are we still good? Oh, okay, I needed to refresh my my chat lost. My chat lost. Pretty solid, bruv. Yeah, I like to give things proper names. Inanimate objects, hard drives, ducks. So I just moved the needle there. That's literally because it runs out of space and it's like it won't respond. It's just in the inner circle, you know. Those of you that use Tractor or Serato know what I mean. It goes to the inner circle and it goes round and round and round and round at the end of the record, which is good because it goes into like continuous play mode, I guess. But it means that it won't respond, so you got to pick up the needle, put it back to the beginning of the record, and then it will respond again. But yeah. Someone's desktop is a view into their life, absolutely. This is fields of somewhere in Wales, I think. a little bit of cuts. I can do about 2 or 3 different types of scratches. And this is new closey. I'm getting quite proficient at the 2 or 3 scratches. Oh man, I can't deal with listening to someone that can't scratch though, scratching over something like... I say can't scratch, it's all relative.
This one's brand new from Closey.
If it's rhythmically just not consistently there, oh god, it makes me crease.
We'll do it with a little bit of courage right about now.
Really loving the organic, I guess, well, world music, world bass music sound. Definitely see Flat Cap going in that sort of direction, especially with the like more spiritual side of things that it's kind of turning towards. But yeah, in a few years maybe, eventually, once it morphs into something else, you know. I've never really put the sound in a box, and actually that's why my new EP, which is coming out at the end of next week, I'm releasing it myself for the first time ever. Not including, you know, one-off, you know, bootlegs and stuff like that. But official releases, official EPs, albums have always been released on labels, which has also always been awesome. It's always amazing to be part of collectives, you know. Totally made sense, you know, releasing with Scour, releasing with Swing and Bass, Breakbeat Paradise, all those guys. You know, let's cross the streams, combine the communities. But personally, right now, I feel like it's the time to do it yourself, to cut out the middleman of a lot of stuff. So yeah, my new EP, I'm putting it out myself. It's just going to be up on Bandcamp for the first month, and then it will appear on all the other platforms. I'm also, for the first time, starting to like realise if I keep doing this, the music keeps selling. Like I'm reaping the benefits of the music I did put out 10 years ago now. So I'm like, I should put new music out myself. That would be the logical, strategical thing to do. And then keep smashing. Nice one, Mother Flat Cat. Take it easy. Hey, Dr. Hookah in the house. So yeah, we're re-watching last night's stream.
The orifice in the place to be.
Doing kind of question and answer. Yeah, I guess. That's more of a musical term, like call and response. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Doing kind of breakdowns of what was going on, behind the scenes stuff. This is a lush new Glitch Hop Community tune. I couldn't tell you who it's by, but Glitch Hop Community releases so many different artists that all sound exactly the same. And I genuinely think it's all one guy who's just got loads of different aliases. He's got like a couple of main ones, but then he's releasing new ones all the time to see if it pops, you know? Which is fair fucking play if he is. Tweaking the speed again on the laptop, bringing the tempo up after mixing in because it's way faster. And then the energy just fucking pops because it's like, whoa, this is faster. It's a new Flat Cap EP, Father Flat Cap. Featuring quite a few tunes that were in the recent mixtape with Colonel, the Festival Vibes mixtape. I think there's like 2.5 tunes from the EP in that. Older versions though. But yeah, four new tunes, 2 of which have got instrumental versions as well, so 6 tunes. I'm also putting out the Dutty Moonshine remix, finally. Like I've mentioned on streams, it was going to be an official release, but they've fallen out with Universal Records. Well, maybe not fallen out, but they've decided strategically it's a good idea to do it a different way. Funny that. So yeah, it's literally the property of Universal, so bootleg. So I'm going to put it up on Bandcamp for the weekend, and then after that, Patreon exclusive, which sucks megaballs, really, to be completely honest. But Mike from Dutty, honestly, has done more than most people. I was going to say anyone, I don't know. I haven't cross-referenced. But yeah, he's done so much for me and the Flat Cat Band. He hooked us up with our first manager, like literally about 10 years ago. First manager, first booking agent, first round of gigs with actual people. I think one of the first there's so many awesome gigs that I was doing around that time. I feel like, oh my god, I'm playing with like Defunk came over from the US. Massive shouts to Gareth Basechimp for making that happen. That's nuts. Anyway, went on a bit of a tangent there. Boris saying he wouldn't have found me without Dutty. Dutty were the first, like, filthy swing, like, that I heard that was like, yeah, this works, you know? Which is funny, because listen to some of those tunes now, and it's just like, what the fuck, this sounds mad. Like, the production just isn't there, but yeah. But as an idea, it's just like, wow.
Mike down for voice, Mike up for flute. Every time.
Doctor Who could play with Defunk in Bristol. Loved it. So sick, man. Haha, yes, Tatman. Alright, so... Wiki. Not great wiki on this bit, but it's more just the choice of sample, like the beginning of the tune that I'm just about to drop. Yeah. Loads of reverb. Create ambience. Just let it drop. Brand new from Dutty Moonshine, as we were just talking about them.
Brand new from the Dutty Moonshine Big Band, featuring Greg Blackman.
Blah, 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 blah.
I'm going to say that slower. Brand new from the Dutty Moonshine Big Band, featuring Greg Blackman.
I talk way too fast.
Everybody's talking.
Everybody's talk about the real thing.
Oh, I love this tune, man.
Talk about the good stuff.
It's so perfect.
And when it's gonna open, baby,
Man, I am excited for stuff to fall apart even more. It's the only way you can really look at it. Well, it's the only way I feel. And it's also terrifying, obviously. Everybody's talking about the good old days. History repeats itself. Yeah, last night's stream was quite a fun one to break down, to be honest. There's a lot of fun tangents. A lot of tunes that I dropped, I'm like, well, I can't mix into this, I'm just going to let it go, you know. Or if it was mixed in, it's just like a loop on the very beginning of the tune, and then the tune before finishes, and it like lets go on the very first beat of the bar. So it's in time, but you know, it's not overlapping. That's what I think of a mix. Like two tunes mixing with each other, you know.
Don't forget you can catch me at Altitude Festival this weekend. Closing the DJ stage on Saturday. Catch me 1 a.m. Give me a lot of fun. Next up after that, Boomtown.
Nice one, Lewis. Take it easy, man.
For those of you that spotted on social media, I've made the announcement. My new EP is coming out and it's dropping at the end of next week. It's the first EP that I've ever put out myself. It's time to do everything yourself. Do it yourselves, people. You don't need the middlemen. Not needed.
Yeah, we've done all that.
Well, it's all right for you to say, Chris. Yeah, fair enough.
I did realise in real time that I'm quite,
Brand new Flat Cap EP
quite privileged to be in the position that I am now. I've been doing it for 10 years and I've got a bit of a following, so I can kind of just put it out myself, you know. Yeah, Tatman, Funky Farmers was the first official Captain Flat Cap release, although we released Carolina Shout, which was an electro swing tune, like really 8-bit vibes, video gamey. We released that beforehand. And yeah, Chilby is my alias. It is my, it's what junk is to wobble, Chilby is to Flat Cap. The more chilled out. It's more kind of ambient and lo-fi more so, really. Reverb delay on that tune.
smoking chaos.
And yeah, like I said, it's just a loop on the first 4 bars of the next tune, and then it releases literally on the first bar as the previous tune kind of finishes.
Switch up again.
I found you.
Lovely tangents on last night episode. Sometimes I'm like, I listen back and I'm like, it kind of worked, or it seemed a bit disjunct, you know? Yeah, exactly. Erratic as hell. But honestly, like, when you're freestyling, I feel like when you're freestyling in general, whether it's on a mic or in front of a set of decks or on a flute or whatever, you're kind of getting the universe to play you in a way. If you step out of the way of yourself enough. So like listening back to shows sometimes I'm like, this is insane. Like I wouldn't, like, if I'd written this, it wouldn't have come out as beautifully as it did in a lot of ways. At the same time, you know, when I do proper studio mixtapes, or sometimes for specific festivals, I am performing a set that I've planned out, and it's entertaining as fuck because I have done, you know, like I could not do it on the fly, I couldn't mix that quickly, I couldn't know that there was enough time to play that flute part, you know. So yeah, so there's an argument for both sides for planning it out or, you know, freestyling it.
Your head shakes out your heart.
Chat Visage in the place. How we doing, Zara? You alright? So it took me a while to get my head around Fred again. It's all about being introduced in the right way and from the right angle. So I'd heard his tunes and I was like, yeah, it's wicked, it's well produced house, it's but I guess I probably couldn't get past the vocoder-y, auto-tuney, poppy kind of processing on the vocals overall. Although I really digged the Skrillex collabs and all of that. And I'd seen him do performances and was just like, wow, obviously. But yeah, then a friend explained to me about the samples. So if you don't know, the videos that he samples that are on big screens when he plays, always, he's triggering live in Ableton. And they're samples taken from actual iPhone footage or video, you know, video phone footage, from family, friends, and sometimes complete strangers that he's then worked into tunes, expanded upon that idea.
Yeah, there goes the Facebook feed, I'm sure.
Yeah, expanded upon the ideas and yeah, written new vocal parts. And because of that, like, I heard him saying in an interview, like he's done that because he became obsessed with like those tiny little moments that just absolutely warm your heart because of just absolute pure emotion, and they're so fleeting, which is kind of nice, you know, because you get that one perfect moment, you know. But then he's put these like specific samples in tunes, and man, it's just absolutely popped off and just connected with everyone. Plus it's wicked house music, you know. It's fun, it's happy. And he's mad talented, obviously. Like, that goes without saying.
Mushroom on the remix.
But yeah, as a concept, it's just so damn cool. So yeah, once someone explained that all to me about the samples and I rewatched it and felt my heart melt, and then realised I wasn't going to be able to play these tunes without crying, without bawling my eyes out every time I hear some of them. Like, oh, you have been hurt. We have all been hurt. We are all hurting. Why are we all not talking about it? Fred again, setting trends. Time to be open, people. Time to tell it how it is. Time to be real. Anyway, into another tangent. So I discovered this. Someone told me about this at the Isle of Wight festival. I was just chatting to a performer friend. So you did know the Infected Mushroom remixed several tunes of The Doors. Sorry, what? Trying to figure out the flute part on the spot. Get the few notes wrong initially, like shit, I should have practiced before playing into the mic. But kind of figuring it out on the spot. The world on you depends on life will never end. Gotta love your man. Yeah. From what I understand, most people that don't like Infected Mushroom are, I'm probably massively generalizing here, but they're just psytrance heads, and they like raw psytrance, which is actually kind of minimal. It's like as close as you can get to, like, I don't know, drums round a campfire, but like electronic style. It's tribalism, is literally what it is. But then Infected Mushroom come in with all this like melodic stuff, and all the psytrance heads are like, it's too fluffy, which I think just means it's too musical and interesting. It's a different kind of music though, man. Psytrance is like, it's not music to be listened to. Actually, I remember a friend saying this to me once. It's like music to accompany an experience and be part of everything. Like, I was like, yeah, fair play. Can I have some acid, please?
Yes, Mr. Biggs in the house. How we doing, man? Massive
All
shouts to
build,
you.
no drop. What, the psytrance?
Shouts
Yeah,
to
pretty
William
much.
Method as well, man. Nice one, man. Glad you enjoyed.
But the swells of the structure are still kind of interesting, and they do reflect what is going on at the party. Like, they are kind of calculated in quite a quite a conscious way, so that there's time for people to socialise on the dance floor, which I think is a really good idea, because like I hate it when you're at gigs and everyone's just talking. It's like, well, everyone wants to socialise as well, but it's just like, you know, we all listen to music that's very much to the point, and like we're connected and in the moment, you know. But yeah, you get these little kind of chill out moments in psytrance where yeah, everyone's kind of socializing, and then it will gradually build until like, yeah, and then hopefully your conversation is like reaching a build as well. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it is really awesome, isn't it? Yeah, cool. And then it actually kind of pops, and like, you know, as a collective, you're like, yeah. Nice garagey tangent. I don't know what this tune is. Filter on the tune I'm mixing into. Just resetting the effects. Filter again. I quite like the filter sweep occasion, just like as you're going into the next section, and it kind of focuses your attention on the new tune. Like, as I'm filtering like the high end of the new tune, you don't even notice, you know. Most of the time, not most of the time, but I try and melodic mix as much as I can. All of my music is analysed by key as well as tempo. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this stream, like, I kind of hear it through a producer's ear, so I'm kind of, yeah, tweaking it as if I was producing the tune, really. Oh, shit! Actually, is the volume of my voice okay with the tunes up completely? Not quite. Needs a little bit of a dip there, right? That's a little bit better. I love that trick. Just bring the fader down, no sound, just after the first beat of the bar, so it's like... Fun trick if you get it right. Sounds terrible if you fuck it up. You've got to be very precise with the timing on the higher tempo stuff for sure. Although lower tempo stuff can catch you out as well, because there's more space. More space between the kick drum and the snare. Well, not the kick drum and snare specifically. I'm going down a rabbit hole. I don't know if it's lazy to use key lock at all, to be honest, man. You're using technology to your advantage. I feel you, Doctor. Another Fred Again tune. Is it Fred Again and Swedish House Mafia? It is Swedish stuff. Usually find this tune a bit too poppy. Again, the vocal processing and all of it. But I think it really worked last night, like coming out of the tune before, same key, you know. We've had some garagey kind of content before, and it's kind of got those chopped up garagey vocal samples. Everyone loves a little bit of a backspin before the drop. Cheers for that, Boris. Helpful shit. Alright, okay, so setting cue points on the tractor controller. Drop the tune. Taking off cue points mode on the controller. Now it's mixing, all just tweaking EQs. Filter sweep. Filter sweep, and then drop in the tune I'm mixing out of for a second, so you get that fill, drum fill on the new tune. Filter sweep on the tune I'm mixing out of. Probably delay. No delay. Delay now, and in conjunction with the filter you get that really cool kind of ambient effect. It's to do with the order that it's processing the effects, actually, funnily enough. So because of the order it is, like the filter's affecting the delay, and normally you do it the other way around, like you'd have the delay after that so it's not affected by it. You can do it the other way around, delay going into it, filter sweeps on stuff that's already delayed. You get some crazy cool effects, but you've got to be really careful with the gain, and I fuck that up all the time. Like the signal ends up being way louder than I'm expecting, and it shoots up on the DJ mixer. But yeah, create some cool ambient effects that way. Yeah, so I dropped into the Father Funk remix, and then was like, oh, I meant to drop into my my edit of it. So right now we've got the same tune overlapped, so there's probably going to be some phasing issues slightly. Into my edit. I will put this edit up for the patrons at some point. Don't want to do it too soon after Will's original release of the tune though, you know, like give it a bit of space to breathe. I feel like that's the right thing to do.
I know that you got a darkness chain, but the husband's all problems got me. FCC won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me. So come on back, come on this, fuck that, come on the list, come on the six, and get ready.
This shit's about to get heavy, and I settled all my lawsuits. Fuck you, man. Sorry.
Just follow me, because we need a little controversy, because it feels so empty without me. I said this looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, because we need a little controversy, because it feels so empty without me.
Trying to figure out what the notes were while the mic was live, not ideal. Catches me out all the time. There's so much to keep care of. Keep attention of. Figured out that little riff, I suppose, on the fly. Not that it's complicated again. I've always had a really good ear just figuring out stuff. Definitely something that I practiced from day one, really. I remember like completely deconstructing like Green Day, Blink-182, Offspring albums, just like figure out, like, I mean, it's all bar chords, it's all really simple, but still just like really good ear training. I'm not gonna buy a chord book, I'll figure it out myself. The tabs probably were online. They definitely would have outdated even that kind of, yeah, that kind of era when tabs started popping up online. Yes, Crash Party. How you doing, Dave? Which is my favourite Offspring album? It's got to be Americana. And usually, like, from that, well, I guess in general, often my favourite album is the album that I discover the music to, you know. Pretty Fly for a White Guy came out. Same with Blink-182, Enema of the State, you know. And then second favourite is probably Conspiracy of One, I guess. Although Smash obviously went back through the past catalogue. Ixnay on a Hombre's always been up there, actually. There's some absolutely awesome tunes on that album. Damn, I need to listen to that album. Ah! Thank you, Dave. Age is relative. Alright, so I'm absolutely loving doing this mashup. Haven't quite figured out the structure of it yet. It's going to drop into another Fred Again tune. Again. This is 4 AM by Joyride. It's got that wicked sax sample in it. I don't actually know what that's from, that sax sample. Maybe someone in the chat can enlighten me. Quite a similar style of bass house to Fred Again, actually. Yeah, like I said, like... Hang on, I'm going to keep up with what I'm doing. Alright, so drop the Fred Again tune, which you're going to hear coming in. At the moment, I'm just triggering cue points so that I can loop a section. I'll either loop it or just keep tapping the cue to bring it back in. There it is, you can hear it kind of swelling. The Joyride tune's about to go into a breakdown. Perfect, because Fred Again is dropping. Bring the bass in and Fred Again. Take the bass out of Joyride. And then I think probably put a loop on Joyride. Hey, I'm getting the hang of this now. The loop's going, so yeah. So we're good to go and play some flute. And it's at this point I realised watching back that my flute was slightly out of tune. So frustrating. Also, I didn't practice it enough and I hadn't figured it out quite enough to play it in time. It's nearly in tune. Flutes are bastards, man. It's to like consistently keep tuning it as well throughout the course of a long set, because it will change, especially as like temperature changes as you're blowing into it. It's just ever so slightly sharp. Annoying. Yes, Dave. So apparently the sax is Lafayette Afro rock band. How do you say that name? The Darkest Light. There we go. Nah, get stuck in, Tap Man. Get yourself a controller, honestly. Back into the Joyride version. Bass goes up. Edwin Cam is on point this evening. Oh, what a beautiful yawn from Edwin. Shame it was slightly out of shot. So I've pressed the key point, dropped back into Fred. Oh, I got it. Amazing. You know what? I might actually just like leave the volume of the mix up like 3/4 of the way and then stop automating, because my hand is getting tired. I feel like I'm getting arthritis. Filter on the Joyride tune. It's going to become more complicated melodically, that Joyride tune. Still kind of works just about, but it's at this point I realise melodically they're starting to drift. So take even more frequencies out of Fred. I think I restarted the cue point as well, and now I'm just like, fuck it. At that point, it's pretty much just high end anyway, like hi-hats and shit, so yeah, I'm just gonna leave the volume up like 60% of the tunes. This is alright, this is enough headroom, right? We can hear. Because my fingers are hurting. Wow, I really wouldn't normally play like a 6-minute tune. I suppose it's dipping in and out of another tune, but yeah. What we got now? Should be time for the switch up at some point. Usually my shows have a like halfway mark. It might not always be halfway through, but we reach kind of bass house, going into, you know, garage, and then it's like, well, the next step up from here is 140, so we're gonna go back to halftime, some dubstep. Switch up. The Sweet Chunks band. Lovely tangents on last night's show. This stream is literally just me blowing my own trumpet. Come and watch me blow my own trumpet. Not that I play the trumpet, but, you know, toot my own flute. Oh, this was a good bit. I like this bit. This is good. Oh, see what he did there? So I discovered these guys at the Isle of Wight Festival a few years ago.
Yes, people, let's have a little bit of fun right now. I love this band. They're called the Sweet Chunks Band. This is Life Isn't Shit. Because it's not.
Truth bombs.
Let's fucking go.
Look how fantastic the natural world is, especially when you're with your mates and you're terribly pissed. Give yourself some time with your friends and forget for a while that the world is full of bell ends. In a field, in a pub, or on a park bench, tell all evil to get the hands. There's plenty of time to deal with life's quarrels, but just for now, your problems are for tomorrow.
Yes, guys.
Grab that orb and pull it down.
Oh, he's an absolute gent, isn't he?
Reach on out and pull it down.
Yes, people, all together, just to yourself. Let's go.
Life is not shit.
When you really look at it,
Take another swig and just say, fuck it, right? It's the only way.
are we all alcoholics?
Are we all alcoholics?
No, we're British.
Ah, it's just the British
And this glorious human race.
Sorry, I won't bang on
I
about
may
it.
be slow, but I'll definitely finish. You there, get up and go outside. Get slapped in the face by a magnificent sunrise. Then look through a microscope at a bacterial slide and see the sexy fucks they sexually multiply.
There's something so beautiful. I really feel the same way about Beans on Toast. It's like so close to not being that good, or like it's quite rough around the edges, but like it only makes it more beautiful, you know? He really, really nearly does my head in. Yeah. By a collection of arse hats. Arse hat is the best insult. Tell them to shut up. It's fucking lovely. Yeah. It's such an interesting one because it's like I find this a lot. Like I play music and it's hit me in such a way, and like I said, I discovered these guys at Isle of Wight Festival like after lockdown. It would have been 2021. No, end of 2020. Because they moved it. Hang on, that's not right. No, 2021. But it's like everyone's partying again for the first time, and this song's playing, and it's just so beautiful. It's like when I had the cry to some Gabba at Balta. It's like it's everything. It's not just the music. It's what it is, what it means, it's what it represents. But then I play it on the stream, and it hasn't got all of that attached to it, you know.
You know what? If you're not feeling okay, that's okay too.
Hard stop. Only way. Is this the last Fred Again tune? I may have slightly overdone it on recent streams, but I am fairly obsessed. And genuinely feel like his music is helping me let out a lot of
Last one
emotion
from
that
Fred,
I've been
I
holding in.
Sorry, Facebook.
As it is
Come
for
and join
so
us on
many
Twitch,
people.
fam. Yeah, fam.
Twat. So yeah, again, like all of these samples that Fred uses, like they're from genuine shit, like actual shit happening in real life. Hence the albums are called Actual Life Volumes 1, 2 and 3. And then writing a song around that little snippet of like raw emotion and just seeing people light up. And like the messages are always so universally applicable. So Sometimes when I freestyle, I lose confidence. Yeah, universally applicable. I feel like all of his music is just basically being like, yeah, like everything's fucking mental. Like we're all hurting. Like why are we all not talking about this? Well, I'm gonna put it out there in musical form. Fucking beautiful, man. I'm gonna stop banging on about him soon.
Massive shouts going out to Carol at Calextra's Cafe. Take care of yourself, eh? Sending love.
Big up, Carol, each and every. Get a room, Chris. Ever so slightly out of tune. Flute yet again. I need to like write a note or set an alarm on my laptop every 15 minutes once I start a set. Have you tuned your flute? Yeah, shit. Because I don't fucking notice in the moment. Even though I've got it in my ears, it's mad. Thing is, it's not just in my ears, it's like in my face.
Talk you into being normal.
Truth bombs. I love it. Chopped up gnarly guitar from the original video. Actually, I heard him on an interview talking about using like drones, not flying around drones, like a drone, but in the sense of like just like a few notes on something, like in his case, piano, and then shit ton of reverb with like a trail as long as infinity, just to create ambience. This is something that I do quite a lot on the really like kind of, yeah, ambient flat cap tracks and like pretty much every Chilby tune. I've got a channel which has just got like the chord progression or like at least some chords on the guitar or the ukulele or whatever it is I'm playing. And the reverb just creates that soundscape throughout the whole tune. Maybe not the whole tune, but you know. Production tips as well as DJ stuff. So here we go. This is dropping into the dubstep, I think. Yeah. Looping the Fred Again tune. Bit of reverb, probably delay, I should think. Very gradual mix. Easing in on the volume because it's going from a really chill tune to a pretty flippin' having it tune. Compensate for the volume. Nice. It's got to be a new closey tune. Can we have a look at my set list from last night? We can have a look at the folder. Oh no, we can look at the history. Damn, this is great. I'm loving this. No, it's true though. I'm realizing in real time like the possibility for this format. You know, like I said, I'm really keen to do DJ tutorials, but like actually editing. Oh, that's not the right tab. Whoa.
Sometimes I wonder what it would be like to be free.
Oh no, it's got to be Ganja White Night, isn't it? I'm not sure. Let's have a look-see. So this is last night's set. I was bang on. It's in fact Ganja White Night featuring Closey. The tune's called Infinity. Oh, for fuck's sake, keep hitting that wrong tab. But not from the new Closey album, which is literally just dropped, I think, last week. From the Ganja White Night new album, which has been out a couple of months now, I think. Mixing into a new tune, some sort of filter. Hard stop. I think maybe a tiny little bit of reverb was there, and it looks like I got most of the effects on actually. Reverb, delay, some kind of filter. But that was probably just creating, you know, a bit of ambience up to the drop, and then like hard stop, bring the fader down. Nice to have both sometimes. Sometimes a little bit of overlap, a bit of ambience, you know, like I was talking about earlier with the delay kind of overlapping. And sometimes just hard stop for like effect. And also like there's quite a lot of space in that tune that just started like kick, snare, with like just like nothing in between them kind of thing. So I'm guessing I've probably just started. I'm trying to find where I'm starting from in this new tune. A lot of the tunes were new, so I haven't set cue points yet or anything. So I'm doing that, and I think probably put a loop on with like the first 4 bars or something, I would imagine, to let go of it when I'm ready to mix. Just leave that going, so it eliminates a job after I finish speaking.
Lively in the chat. We're back on the filth. Hope you enjoyed that little interlude excursion.
But yeah, feel free to ask questions, guys, or like anything specific to what I'm doing, or just anything in general. Yeah, same style of mix. Oh, that trail. So I'm turning up the gain all the way now of the tune I just mixed out of. So you got all that ambience. Yeah, that I can play around with and then like completely take it away. It's like, yeah. Like I said, my approach to DJing, it's like production. It's like, how can I use these tools? Boris the Orifice saying, how is self-employed life going as a self-funding musician? To be honest, at this moment, most of the time, awesome. Although it's very weird not having like 2 or 3 days a week to go to a part-time job to keep some sort of structure. Turns out if you didn't practice kind of structuring your own life, it can be kind of difficult. Well, we're getting there. But I'm definitely enjoying it being the summer now. It's been a couple of months since I've gone busking, so managing to kind of survive from money from gigs at the moment, which is awesome, and also Patreon, obviously, which is awesome. Did I mention land in Wales? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm quite kind of aware not to talk too much about it because it's all still so up in the air, but I think it's happening. Also, there's not so much I want to talk about because of the legalities of it. Might not be the most sensible thing to do. But in a nutshell, we'll see what we can get away with. It's going to be flipping loads better than what we got right now. Building work kicking off next door. It's driving me nuts. I've been escaping in the van an awful lot. But yeah.
That's to each and every one of you beautiful individuals for being here this evening.
Yeah, winter was difficult with busking and all of that. And also I was just finding my feet with busking as well.
Wednesday Wubs Ray Train.
And yeah, I was really keen to kind of
check out my Patreon.
Travel around and find new places.
Straight to the podcast app on your phone.
But by like early this year, I was kind of like, I need to save fuel money and just keep hitting local spots, and it got really repetitive.
Chat when you want to party.
But
plus a full track
consistent money-wise in general.
And loads more as well. Check it out.
It's definitely very empowering to be like, I can always go out, and I've never made less than minimum wage. You know, in fact, most of the time it's been significantly more. Don't get me wrong though, it's hard work and it's low pay for the amount of hours. Like I go out and I'll smash out like 5 hours in a session. We're just about to hit the D&B. I believe. Yeah. So again, the two tunes are synced in Tractor, I believe, so that I can do... Oh no, possibly not. I was going to say, so I can do some sort of tempo switch, but I must have already done it. I'm not paying attention enough. Pow, out of nowhere. I've definitely been enjoying having more ups and downs in my sets recently. So sick. Akov. Every time. Yeah. I feel like I always used to just mix banger after banger after banger, and it's fun to have those sections, but I think generally, yeah, some ups and downs, but also just some fucking filth out of nowhere sometimes. Like then it's just like, whoa, okay, didn't see that one coming, unless you knew the tune that I was mixing in. Yeah, so little filter. Like I said, often do that little filter sweep going into a section, a drop down usually when I'm mixing out of a tune. So kind of focuses your attention. Oh, sorry about that. Fuck's sake. What? What are you saying, YouTube? Why is that? Yeah. Cool, mate. Nice one. He must be having a fun day. Oh, my laptop's going to die in a minute. Hang on. You can see the speaker pulsate. 30 hertz to your chest to increase your pulse rate. Nice one, Boris. It's the sounds of the drum. Path future bound, destination unknown. Goodbye, little Jimmy. Love this remix. Just discovered this this YouTube channel actually via Fibes. Just chatting to. I always get them confused. Ryan from Vibes a few weeks ago, saying that they put out a couple of bits of bass house via these guys. The channel is Deep Rot on YouTube, and they just put out this Smooth Operator remix. Who's it by? Oh, I'm glad you asked, Chris. Let me get the tab up. Woodsley remix. Woodsley bootleg from Deep Rock Music. Man, we can definitely do some awesome like kind of DJ breakdown stuff within Tractor. If I do a stream with just a controller like on my lap, we could definitely do some tutorial stuff. Yeah. Again, figuring the flute out on the fly. But there's always, like, you know, simple melody lines. And then expanding upon. Also, a lot of the time I can't quite figure out what the note is. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just play something above it and harmonise, essentially. Or, like, it's in the right key, so it's not going to sound bad. Might not go exactly with the vocal. But can be quite a good workaround. if you do want the full track list of this episode, join the Patreon. Music-only versions of every episode as well, so you don't have to listen to the chat. I've said it before, I use the music-only versions all the time. I'm an absolute whore for my own content, hence what you're watching right now. But on a more serious note, I really think this is, there's something in this style of streaming. I don't know if Lee is still watching over on Facebook. Big ups, man. Thanks so much for the support you always give. Glad you're enjoying the education. I think he's enjoying himself. Yeah, nice one, Boris. Thing is, like, how this happened, right? I was watching last night's set. I was like halfway through. I was watching this. I was like, why am I not streaming this? And then I think, like, because it wouldn't be the same experience. And actually, I'm chilling out. I'm, relaxing, having my morning cup of tea and all of that. But yeah, about 2 hours later. Oh, it was a stressful morning figuring it all out, though. I definitely need another monitor as well, so that I suppose I've been doing all right without it. It's only if I go back to OBS that all hell breaks loose. I mean,
laser beams.
Mandy. What was that? It gets confusing sometimes. Was it a meme? Was it just something that someone said on a group that I follow on Facebook? Or is it something that everyone knows about? I'm going to pretend it is. Did anyone see that post? Someone was like, what's all this techno that everyone's listening to? Mixed with drum and bass, and like generally having a bit of a go on it on like a drum and bass forum or something. And then everyone just absolutely laying into them in the comments being like, mate, 4 to the floor D&B has been going on for a while. But yeah, Mandy Dexterous has definitely blown it up. I think it's a bit of fun to drop into sometimes. Just switching it up, like it always like I can't imagine being a DJ that plays the same music set after set after set.
Oh my days!
Because just the switch up in like
Yes, people. It's time for an
just
exclusive.
rhythm of the drums alone is enough to make you go like,
This
oh,
is out
something
at the end of
changed.
next week. This is Gather the Bass instrumental version. Not going to give it all away yet.
So yeah,
Sounds Captain Flatcat.
instrumental version of the title track off the new EP. It's an instrumental version. There's just kind of samples over the top of it. It's from a Duncan Trussell podcast, talking to a guy called Jack Cornfield. Sampling a little cool sort of, I don't know, I guess spiritual healing. I don't know, it just started off like with Flat Cap just sampling cool hippie shit, really, for lack of more clarity, really. Like, oh, that's a cool little sample about weed being cool, I'll sample that. And then like years later, I listen to these tunes and also have people that have listened to the tunes saying to me like, oh, that was really helpful, I really learned something from that or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck, how did that happen? The universe strikes again. It's like, I didn't do that intentionally. Fucking mad. But on that similar sort of vein, I frequently mark down like podcasts and stuff, Simpsons episodes, on my phone. Like half an hour in, there's this cool thing that he says or whatever. Go back through the phone. I don't remember what the hell they were. Yeah, flicking back through my notes, found that Duncan Trussell and Jack Cornfield sample, put it in this tune, and then was absolutely blown away by how like on the nose it was with my life. Like the synchronicity of it blew my mind. Although generally synchronicity blows my mind less and less because I don't think it's just booga booga. But you know, anyway. Just talked all over my new tune. Gather the Bass, instrumental version from the Bass Gatherer EP, coming out next Friday. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm putting it out myself.
Yes,
Oh, nice
nice
delay on that.
Some of you might have heard this on my recent mix with Colonel.
I can't talk over myself. Nice delay coming out of that.
Recent Ricks with the Colonel MC. Featuring Colonel MC, but this is the instrumental. I stripped it back. Gonna play some flute. It's called Going Off.
So yeah, there's gonna be plenty of people that have heard this tune from the Colonel mix. But yeah, this is the instrumental, so I can play a bit of flute over it. Not that I can't play flute over the version with the Colonel vocals in it, but you know. Also in that mix is My Son Bought, which is I think I played the whole of that tune in the mix, or most of it. That's on the new EP, as well as the full version of the Funky Farmers VIP. We were talking about Funky Farmers earlier. One of the first flat cap tunes, the first official Captain Flat Cap tune on Glue Ball Records, 2012. I think it's 12, might be 13. Yeah, remixed in a D&B style, but I only played like half of that tune in that mix, so yeah. I think what I'm getting at is there's about 2 tunes of completely new material on this EP, and some of the other, has been heard in the Colonel mix, including this tune, Going Off, featuring Colonel MC. But yeah, all the versions, updated. The Colonel mix versions were sort of works in progress really, but they're pretty much the same. Just tweaks to tweaks the mix down and mastering and stuff like that have happened.
Yours truly. This is Going Off, and it's going off like I said Friday next week.
Oh, nice one, nice one, Tapman.
Bass Gatherer EP.
Fun little production tip there. Don't drop it on the first beat of the bar. Like, have a gap for literally the first beat, and actually it's not going to be on the second. Is it the second beat one? No, it's not for drum and bass, but yeah, just have it drop on the snare. So like, so just got that. Actually, it's very similar to when I was talking about the trick on the DJ mixer of like literally first beat the bar plays. So boom, and then fucking bring the volume down, let it breathe for half a second, chuck it back up for the snare. So it's like, it's like same thing but in production form. You just think that it's going to drop and it doesn't. It's like, oh. It'd be a little bit easier if I was showing you what I actually mean visually within production software, but you know. Ah, nice one, Sam. So I sent this to Colonel, and actually I think it was long after he'd written some stuff for it. We're trying to figure out what the riff is. Colonel goes, oh, it's Bomb Track by Rage Against the Machine. And I was like, bollocks. Is nothing original anymore? Is it original if you didn't intentionally steal it? Well, yeah, because it came from your subconscious. I don't know if it totally came from subconscious. From another plane of existence, filtered through subconscious. Alright. Oh, nice one, Boris. Cheers for swinging by. We're going to be wrapping it up in a minute, guys. I can't believe we got through the whole mix. If this was just going to be a little seeing how it works, testing it out kind of stream. Oh goodness, it's going to be some more speed bass from Mandy Dexterous. Oi oi. Totally mental, but not for long. That's the key. To the point of, this is a bit much. I remember writing about that for my basically I released a EP instead of a dissertation when I was at uni, although I did write a write-up as long as a dissertation.
Welcome to the insanity.
And yeah, I talked about that idea a lot, about like creating tension. It was kind of the premise for the whole thing, really. Tension and release. Having sections of music that actually kind of almost become a little bit uncomfortable, and then the contrast going into the next section is just like doubly beautiful, you know. Exactly, drop into the jungle. Yeah. Like, dropping into that sounds so much cooler after, you know, what's preceded it. God damn, Mandy is good at production though, isn't she? Oh, sorry, they? Is it they? Tap man. Contrasts make for an interesting journey. It's all about the journey. Right, what we got going on? Just dropped a new tune. Nothing but just fading in whilst tweaking EQs at the moment. Yeah, tweaking EQs, adjusting the tempo. Every time I touch the turntable, it's like just slightly faster. Give it a nudge, slightly faster. Not the best transition. And again, coming out of the tune that I just mixed out of, just delay overlapping into this ridiculousness from Wobble. Get out the way. I mean, like the majority of DJs in our scene, maybe not majority, but it's fairly impossible to play a set without playing some Wobble of some description. Even more so when you're signed up to his £10 tier on Patreon, and he releases 3 or 4 new tunes every month, and also 3 or 4 DJ edits, tools, like this one. Literally only just been used in his Shindig 2023 mix as well, so pretty generous of him to release that so close to... I mean, he's got so much content anyway. Just loop back round, play old stuff. It's like, who the fuck is this? It's like, oh, it was Wobble. He did this like 10 years ago. So about to drop into a routine, for lack of a better term. Gonna mix into Mr. Happy, the Dirt Monkey remix, which I should have dropped here, so that actually at the drop we don't get any Mr. Happy. It literally drops into the Dirt Monkey remix. So yeah, we're still in the Wobble edit, obviously. My face says it all. Yeah, I should have dropped it 32 bars earlier, so we would have missed all of this, and it would have been great. Although the eye rolling was quite a fun moment, I suppose. Yeah, definitely fuck that mix, actually. The very slightly out of sync, but got away with it. Generally, if you've got a mix that's clashing, get rid of it. Like, filter out, fade out at the next opportunity. I've seen quite a lot of DJs, and I certainly did it as well, that it's just like, they're kind of like, I'm stuck with it now. And it's like, nah, if it's clanging, like, work on the spot. Either adjust it so it's not clanging, or just fucking lose it. Because the longer that it's clashing for, the more people will notice. Whereas you just get rid of it quickly and act like nothing happened. Not that I act like nothing happened on Twitch. I always point out when I mess things up.
I've got one more for you after this one.
No, not always.
Big up everyone for being here this evening.
Big up everyone for being here this morning. Probably raid Maria Tume after this, I reckon. I think I'm going to be here on Saturday morning, doing the morning stream. I was tempted to go to Altitude Festival for the weekend to have some fun, but the weather's just been so mental. I think I'll leave it. Again, loads of reverb. So much so that, like, turn all the gains up, and then on the vertical fader, you've got it as an effect almost. Play around with it rhythmically. Well fun.
Right, that's it from me. Don't forget, if you want to support me further, check out my Patreon.
What is this remix? Is it Hydraulics?
First to get the EP ahead of next Friday as well. I'll drop it probably at the beginning.
Yeah,
of
Hydraulics remix of Sticky Buzz Firestarter.
Also, the Dusty Moonshine remix as well.
But yeah, I guess that's it, guys. Nice one. Black Cap out. This has been wicked. I'll try and get an Edwin cam. Live Edwin cam. We'll have 2 doses of Edwin. Yeah, for next time I do this. Maybe I'll give it a go with a controller on my lap and yeah, do some actual DJ kind of, yeah, tutorial stuff. Nice. Good work, Town Man.
Yes, people. Of course, I've got to shout out the patrons themselves.
Yeah, big ups to the patrons. Each and every.
That's weird. Why have we only got one channel on this microphone working? Oh well.
Yeah, this freaked me out at the end.
Shout outs in one ear. Hooray! Massive shouts to Joanna, to Matty, Pete, Janice, to Caroline, Meggie. Well,
what's actually blown my mind, anyone that was there at the end of this stream when
really weird. I merged Esther and
I've got to turn this down so I'm not talking over myself. Yeah, at the very end of this stream, you can actually see it on the volume of the mixer. Only one channel is really working, which is weird. But then I noticed that the panning on the mixer, something I never touch, is to the right. So like it is, yeah, it's a knob that's used for putting it, you know, in one ear or the other ear or whatever balance of you want. But then what's even weirder is I checked this mic. I checked this mic this morning, and only like half. I think like the XLR cable is a bit sketchy, because like yeah, one side is not as strong as the other. So it's like, how has it happened? The same thing has happened in 2 different ways at the same time.
All of the music in one ear, and then I'm gonna murder. Could be a cool effect actually.
Oh, that's such a twat.
I convinced myself otherwise.
Yeah, we'll do it again. Good fun.
Right, that's it. Flat Gap out.
Yeah, I agree.
Eyes peeled on social media for more Bass Gatherer EP related content, dropping over the course of well, from now till next Friday.
Oh, that's a good point. I got to drop a clip from the Kernel mix of the new Kernel tune going off. I'm gonna be dropping that later today. So not completely new content, regurgitated content, but I'm dropping the artwork tomorrow. I've also got, oh, guys, do you want to see something really cool? I mean, this is really naughty to show you this, but you know what? If I just keep that tune going for a minute. Look at this sexy folder here. Oh, the tune's finished anyway, never mind. Yeah, so those of you that know the My Son Bought tune that was in the Kernel mix, or I've dropped it quite a lot recently, I've edited a whole Simpsons video, well, like chopped up loads of Simpsons episodes. I'm going to flick through this very quickly. That's an appropriate place to leave that. So yeah, so I've got that video. So I'm going to be posting little clips of that in the forthcoming days. Yeah, and other bits and pieces. And the artwork is just insane. Oh, it's so tempting to show you. I'm not going to do it. Right, let's go back into this insane world. There we go. Okay. Oh, don't know what's going on now. Oh, it's the Kernel mix. All right, that's it. Flat cap out. All right, people. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, like I said, I am going to be streaming on Saturday, I think. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. I'll raid you guys over to Maria Tume. Nice one. Take it easy.